Welcome to Heroes and Droids, your guide to movies and TVs about superhero, sci-fi, Disney, and action. From Marvel to DC, from Star Wars to Star Trek, from James Bond to The Fast and the Furious. We will review theatrical films and streaming delights you care about most. And if things go well, we will actually talk about theatrical films in the near future. It's getting closer and closer. All right, but tonight we are talking about WandaVision, Episode 7, titled Breaking the Fourth Wall. And we're going to go full spoilers. We're going full reaction. All kinds of bless you. All kinds of theories. All kinds of everything. So hang, yeah. So you totally threw me with that. So let's welcome the crew, starting off with the Slattman. How you doing, sir?
Good. I feel like I can relate to Vision this episode. There's moments where I just sit there and I go, why am I even doing this?
Oh, that was perfect, too. He couldn't even get the thing off his chest, the little mic. All right, also joining us, this podcasting rock star and international cosplay queen, Vanessa Thompson, in her witchy poo outfit.
Yes. Can you tell somebody made an impression on me this episode?
I think she's been doing it for the last, 6 episodes, 7 episodes, something like that.
Can you do the
Probably. Cackle.
Perfect. All right. Also joining us is award-winning filmmaker Christopher G. Moore. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. And if this episode of our show is entertaining, just know it's because it was Christopher all along.
There you go.
And I killed Grogu too.
Oh no!
No.
No, kill Grogu.
Cancel pressure on Christopher G. Moore now. All of our fans are going to be like, no, Grogu.
Oh no!
Another filmmaker canceled.
All right, that's it. Good night. Well, before we get into things, we call Christopher G. Moore award-winning filmmaker, and this past week he racked up 17 new awards for your film, your short, in 1 week. What the heck, dude? But congratulations.
It was more like 13 awards, but who's counting?
Okay.
No. We there was one film festival gave us 12 awards, which is like, okay, your check's in the mail.
Serious question. How many awards has your latest film gotten now? Because I feel like this is like a record.
We have 28 awards so far.
Damn. That's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, granted, there's other filmmakers that have had a whole lot more awards, but for me, that's I think we're getting close to probably the most awards I've had a film win. I've never won 12 awards at one festival, which is I still don't understand that. I'm still kind of blown away by that, but it's really nice. And for me, and if you saw me like being a crybaby on Facebook, for me, it was just nice because it celebrated parts of our film that need to be celebrated and spotlighted. Because my name's always above my film, so I always get spotlighted no matter what I do. But I like it when those people, because I'm not the one that does everything. We have actors, like we won for Best Cast Ensemble, which Vanessa was part of.
Congratulations.
And my director of photography, Ish, we get Best Cinematography. We got Best Costume Design. Elizabeth Caddy did all these costumes herself and did an amazing job, made a whole dress from scratch. A lot of the costumes that the actors wore in the film. Our effects guy won. I won Best Director, which is cool.
Now, Christopher, I have to ask you. There were other films in this film festival.
Yes.
Yeah. This wasn't the Backward Creek Film Festival, was it?
No. And there was other films that won more than one award. Yeah, it wasn't just like there's only 12 awards and only one film. No, it was not like that. It's not like, and then you find out it was Christopher all along, and it was a festival created by me. It wasn't like that. No. There was a lot of other people that won a lot of different awards and stuff, and it was more than just me. There was a million categories too, so there was some stuff that we couldn't win awards for, like best drama and stuff. So yeah, but no, the Foreman Empire Productions International Film Festival is the name of the one, and then we won. I went to Mad Monster Party, which actually happened for reals in near Charlotte, and we won Best Fantasy. So the anime aspect allowed us to be in the fantasy category. So we're just gonna win all the awards. So when Oscar time rolls around, no, that's not
No.
Gunning for best comedy.
I think if you won for best comedy, I'd be sad because it's not really a comedy, and that would just make mainly people be like, "This made me laugh because it was so bad."
No. No. All right,
But people laugh. I mean, actually, I got to see it screen in front of like 2 people this weekend. No, actually, more than 1 people. Actually, Crystal Cleveland was there. Her and her hubby were there, and saw it screen. And there was like this couple or these 2 people over near us that laughed. Actually laughed at Vanessa's line in the film, and then one of the other lines. I think Brian Lee says a line. You're on yo, bitch. I mean, and which always gets a laugh. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, we won many awards. I'm very happy. I'm very happy for our team because we worked really hard to put it together. It's nice to be spotlighted in a lot of different categories. That really shows you that it's just it takes a village to make a film.
Yes. Well, congratulations to you and Vanessa both. But let's hop on over to WandaVision. Episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall, came out February 19th. It was directed by Mark Shackman, written by Peter Cameron and Mackenzie Dorr, among others. Of course, the regular cast. In this one, Monica plots her return. Wanda navigates unsettling complication, and the Vision forms a new alliance. And this episode has tons and tons of surprises, revelations, and all kinds of goodness. If you paid attention, we did a spoilerish, all kinds of things, crazy episode, kind of a hot take on Friday. But now we're here. We're really going to deep dive into the whatnots and the where ones and the what happens and wooga mahaba what's. And we're going to
Now you're just making up stuff.
I am making up stuff. But let's start off with the Slattman. Slattman, what was your first impression of episode 7?
Quick question. Are we allowed to talk spoilers now, or should we wait until after first impressions are over?
Let's just go full spoilers. Full spoilers.
It was freaking fantastic, and Agnes, aka Agatha, is awesome.
Yes.
And this episode has some of the funniest moments I think we've seen in the show. There's a GIF that I sent you guys. It was Wanda going, "Must be a case of the Mondays, am I right?" I love that line. And just there's just this episode, it really shows that I feel like Marvel's been playing 4D chess with us for like the last 2.5-ish phases, because there are things that were pointed out to me tonight before we started recording that go back to the first Doctor Strange movie that are connections to this episode. And it's just, I feel like they're setting up for something amazing now, and I can't wait. And this episode has been a long time coming with the reveal at the end too, and they nailed it, especially with that song. That song is so catchy and so popular on all faces of the internet. Like I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen people on YouTube freak out about it. Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. Like, oh man, it's so exciting. And they're just kudos to the writing staff, kudos to the actors, actresses, and everybody involved, because this episode is amazing. And I cannot wait to see where this goes, because, you can connect dots way down the line and you could say that they're trying to set up something as something like Galactus or Shumagorath, or like so many crazy, awesome possibilities just from actually having Agatha Harkness in this universe now. And I'm so excited.
Yeah. Now we suspected, and I think everybody watching the show really knew she was Agatha all along, right? But they revealed it, and it was so damn satisfying, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just done so well.
And I don't know. We all suspected it, but I feel like there was always that shiver of doubt thinking, well, it could be, but they could also just pull a 180 and just do something completely different that we weren't expecting. And this is one of those moments where I'm happy they didn't try to surprise us, and they did exactly what had been foreshadowed, because it played out perfectly.
Yeah, it's so damn satisfying. All right, Vanessa, you're up next. What was your reaction to episode 7?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much. I love the themes, like the Office theme-ish playing in the beginning and the opening credits, and I love the Modern Family take, the way that it was shot. That line at Mondays, am I right? Like, that was a great line. It's just so, I love that it was Wanda, watching Wanda let go and watching Wanda let go and seeing what happens throughout that, you know? And then where are the boys? What is good? I just really think they're going to go in the way that they don't really exist. And I can't wait to see how that's going to play out. But yeah, Agatha's reveal at the end, amazing. This whole episode was so much fun to watch. And there's been memes going around the internet talking about starting the episode and then immediately ending and being like, what the hell? What is going on? And that's exactly how I feel. It ended at just the point where I needed more.
Are you referencing the one that I sent you where
where
it was like, this is great, this is awesome, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, shit, episode's over.
Exactly that. That's exactly how it felt. But see, my inner witch is coming out with Agatha.
There you go. And we also got, for the first time, a stinger.
I know. And I don't remember if one of y'all told me. If I'm stealing your thunder, I'm so sorry. But I heard somewhere that it probably was you, Chris. You probably told us.
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. Yeah,
you tell him.
Somebody pointed out that the reason that we have an end credit stinger is because the MC started end credit stingers in the 2000s.
What?
Oh, I assumed it was just
so
because
cool.
the episode, it's because this signals the end of the decades of the shows. But that's a good one. I know.
But if you think about it, I mean, they've incorporated stuff from the different decades that involve television, involve technologies, and all that kind of stuff. And maybe it's just coincidental, but if it was planned, it blows my mind, because that's really thinking ahead and makes a lot of sense, because what is the one thing that Marvel movies are always known for? Stay through the credits.
Stay for the stingers.
I don't think it was a coincidence. It had.
Yeah.
I think it's on purpose. I mean,
this episode in this series has been planned.
Well, I you know that the production design people were working overtime, because there's so many like hidden details to it. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm going through it with a fine tooth comb. I'm like freeze framing stuff. I even found something that nobody mentioned when she has that cereal box. I looked at the side of the cereal box and it said it was made in Westview, New Jersey. So the cereal, the cereal that you would think would be like General Foods made in Columbus, Ohio, it's actually made, and it's a product of her little universe.
Well, Christopher, you and I gave our first impressions on Friday. If there's anything else you want to add to those, you're free to, but otherwise we'll just dive into the full discussion.
Well, I think one cool thing is Yo Gabba Gabba is now part of the MCU.
It is.
So we have that creepy aspect added.
I don't want to think about that.
Which, although somebody on TikTok also like watched that a million times and he said, "Did you notice the robot is missing from Yoba Gabba Gabba in the same way the vision is missing, and the coloring is red and."
Okay, that one might be stretching it.
I was like, now people are just they're just trying to find stuff. No, although I mean, Yoga Gabba Gabba has always been creepy to me, so it adds to that sort of Silence of the Lambs scene a lot. Before she goes down in the basement. I think the more I've thought about this episode, the more that I feel like this show is brilliant, and I hope it's one of those things that over time, those people who might be throwing hate to it might realize that there's more to it than what their expectations or what they want out of it. Because everything doesn't necessarily have to be a cookie cutter Marvel Studios movie or Marvel Studios action type thing. And this it's already going to tie into so many different things. So even though it's different, it's still good to pay attention to that because it's building this ramp to all these other different properties and characters that are going to pop up. But it is one of those things where you go through and examine stuff. And I even heard that I read an interview with the actress who plays Monica Rambeau. That scene where she gets thrown around by Wanda and she lands. Originally, she was just supposed to be thrown. And they said, it would actually be because she's starting to harness her powers. She's going to have that superhero landing again, like she did when she comes through it the first time. So that's kind of cool too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many times I've watched that end thing with Agatha a million times. And I think for me, I've gone to the Darcy parts. And the Agatha part, and because Darcy, just her dialogue, because it's funny, she's one of the few people that when they go into the other world, she's basically her same snarky self. She's not some new character; she's just her snarky self. And I love how by her watching the show outside of it, it incorporates into her dialogue. Because that one part where she's like, "Okay, I'll go out with you, but I won't lobster." Which ties into the lobster in the very first episode.
No, I forgot all about that. Yes.
Yeah. And I think,
knocker.
and her dialogue, like, I'm notoriously self-involved, and all these little pieces of dialogue she says cracks me up. And then, of course, we have Catherine Hahn, who I think, I hope this really makes her an even bigger star than sort of like the secondary star she's been kind of relegated throughout the years. I hope this makes her a big star, and I hope that she sticks around because she is brilliant. She's hamming it up, but she can do facial expressions that just crack me up, and I could watch that song over and over. And evidently, they have that song now, like on Spotify and stuff now.
It's not on Spotify, but it's everywhere else.
It is everywhere else. Yeah.
I don't know why. I tried to find it because it's on Apple Music. It's on YouTube. It's on Tidal of all things.
Oh yeah,
Spotify.
I saw an article. I thought it said that, but maybe it'll be on there soon because
I hope so.
I know it's all
gonna go
over
on my Pump It Up playlist.
I know it's all over TikTok and stuff. But yeah, I mean, and I think that's also the thing that they got the people from I don't want to call it Frost. It's not called Frost. Frozen. They got the couple from. I don't know. I'm calling Frost. That's my knockoff movie, Frost. Made by Disney. Frozen. The couple from Frozen, who made all the music for that. They've done all these little jingle things, and they've just been perfect reflections of the time period, but also the lyrics. And I don't think anything has been as catchy as this Agatha song. I mean, I keep hearing it in my head all day long. And yeah, I would love them just to have a spinoff just to her character messing with people. Yes. I'd pay to watch that.
Well, it might happen if they ever go down the Young Avengers route. She could be in it.
She could be. She could be kind of like Jarvis,
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, Jarvis. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I hope they're setting up.
There's a lot they could do with her, and I hope she's, bounces in and out of all the shows as a character.
I hope she becomes like a good guy, like an anti-hero, similar to Loki.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God, two of them
Yeah.
together. Jeez. Okay. So there's a lot going on. The Vision, he awakens Darcy inside.
God, I love their chemistry.
Oh, they were great together, weren't they? I think they really knocked it out of the park with all the the interview concept from The Office and other shows like that. Especially, I think you were mentioning early with the Vision. The way he was just like, "What am I doing? I need to get out of here." But it was there's a lot to like, but it really does always circle back to Agatha, even though we get to see Monica reveal her powers for the first time. We basically got an origin out of this for Monica's character, whether it should be called Spectrum or Photon or Captain Marvel, whatever she ends up with. She's had a lot of names in the comics, so she's got plenty of choices to go with. And everything, I don't know, this show gelled 100%. But we got to talk about certain elements that hint to things. We got to talk about the book. We got to talk about Agatha some more. We got to talk about what's up with Pietro, and I want to start there because we see that in the Agatha All Along segment that she's kind of controlling Pietro, right? Evan Peters' character. But does that mean that it's not a real character just being controlled? What does this mean? Or is Evan Peters actually somebody else?
My theory is that it's going to tie into the whole multiverse thing that we're going to see in Phase 4, which they've kind of already confirmed because of the Spider-Man casting. Yay!
Yes.
Side note, did you guys see the cast of Spider-Man trolling with tweeting out different title cards for the new Spider-Man movie?
Yes.
Oh, it's funny.
Well, the rumor is that he might announce the actual title tonight on one of the late night shows.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, Homebreaker was.
I like to phone home. That's my
phone home.
Whatever Mary Jane's one was the color, or no, sorry, not Mary Jane, the other guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Ned, the guy plays
Ned. Yeah, his logo looked the best. But anyway, back to WandaVision. My theory is that this is a multiverse version of Pietro, but she's been controlling him, but she hasn't been controlling him all the time. And my theory is that she's only actually controlling somebody you can see when their eyes have like a purple hue to them.
Okay.
So I wonder if he was snooping around and she caught him, and she's now controlling him to going to the Stinger and controlling him to try and keep people out of the basement. And
well, she's got the Darkhold. She could do something, right? She could have sucked him out of the other multiverse. If he's not somebody else. My theory, which I've seen online, it's not my theory, but the theory I'm going with is that he is either Mephisto or Nightmare.
He could also Scratch, her son.
He could also be Nicholas Scratch,
which some people think.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that character. She calls the rabbit Scratch, right? But,
yeah, but who's to say that the rabbit didn't turn into him?
They never share a scene together.
You never see them in the same scene together.
There's a meme there.
Rabbit and
I don't know.
And rabbits are fast.
Peter Rabbit? I don't know.
that'd be pretty funny.
Although the delivery guy had a Presto uniform with a rabbit on his hat when he was delivering.
But that's the magic trick, right? Presto changeo.
Mm-hmm. But it's still a rabbit. So
okay.
So
gotcha.
I don't know if he's tied into him either. But yeah, I mean, some people think that Nicholas she was using Nicholas Scratch and sort of like making him look that way, using her magic. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, also something like if you look at the trailer for the Loki series, there's a scene where Owen Wilson is standing in front of a stained glass window that has a devil figure on it. So some people think that maybe it is Mephisto and he might tie into Loki, because this whole thing is going to tie into Loki as well.
Oh man, does that mean that we could get Ghost Rider at some point too? Sorry, I just made that connection.
Well, no. Well, I mean, with the Book of Darkhold, some people said it also might tie into Blade as well.
Yep, Blade. There's so many rumors about everybody's teasing that there's going to be a guest star at the end of the show, another guest star, right?
Yeah,
we were all kind of wanting to see somebody, Reed Richards, but that didn't happen. And there's all kinds and Blade is one that's on the books. Blade could do it. Yeah, Ghost Rider could be it too.
Well, but I guess it all ties into is what actor that the guy who plays Vision
wants to work
Paul
with, right?
Paul Bettany, that there's an actor that he's always wanted to work with.
Yeah, Al Pacino.
That he hasn't worked with. And some people are saying it's Al Pacino, that Al Pacino may show up as Mephisto.
I could see
because he's played the devil before, and his kids want him to be in a Marvel project. I mean, that would be.
Look at me, I'm Mephisto.
Yeah. Well, if he's gonna be like Son of a Woman, I don't think I want him as Mephisto.
No, you don't. What about you, Vanessa? What do you think? What's up with this? Who's going to be the special guest? Is Evan Peters somebody else?
I'm going to go just super broad with it and say it's going to be Doctor Strange.
You think it's going to be Benedict Cumberbatch?
Okay. I think that Agatha and whoever she's working for, because witches always work for somebody. Who do they get their powers from? Usually the devil. So she's working with or for somebody, and I think she's screwing around, pulling people out of different multiverses. Yes, thank you. Different multiverses, kind of like the Evan Peters thing going on, but also I think could maybe be, like you're saying, somebody in that form. And I think maybe Doctor Strange is going to come around and try to set things straight, or he's going to notice a disturbance in the Force with everything going on and kind of come out and be like, all right, enough.
Are you hinting at Mark Hamill?
the big reveal.
Although
one X-Wing.
Although, like a lot of people, I've been going down the rabbit hole. Pardon the pun, rabbit hole.
Oh wow. Okay.
And in a Paul Bettany interview, he got interviewed by Popular Magazine, and they asked him all these different questions about things, and he was very nebulous about Mephisto. He wouldn't say anything because he said he'd get fired. So, but the other thing, they did ask him about Doctor Strange, and he acted like that wasn't going to be not that character wouldn't show up, but that wasn't the character that he was been talking about, that he's been
is he just denying it? Is it denial, or is
yeah, right?
Well, he did rule out Dottie. He didn't say that she was anything, so he actually did say something very specific about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, but I guess that's the thing, we really don't know for sure. I mean I feel I'm worried that we're all going to have expectations like a lot of us had to do with the aerospace engineer, to where we're like, he can still show up, but I think if it's like, Pauly Shore or something.
I really think it's going to be somebody that has to do with in the Doctor Strange verse, because I think that book is going to play in somewhere in there. So I think more likely than not, we're going to see someone who's going to cross between those worlds or into the new movie or something like that.
Well, it could be the I can't remember his name, but the black guy that was working with Doctor Strange, and then he sort of turned kind of bad towards the end. He might could show up.
Could.
That's very true. And they have the same purple power from Dormammu, like we were saying earlier, that purple look. So
it could be anything.
That would be interesting.
Or Or it could be nothing. We're going to be so.
I need to check and see
They
if
have
he's
to do
worked
something
with him
now.
or not.
Everybody, yeah.
I mean, one of the cool things about Mephisto is that if it is Mephisto at the very end, that's the big reveal. You know, who's to say that Mephisto isn't being set up as a villain for Doctor Strange?
Right, yeah.
Because that could happen, or set up as a villain for like as one of the villains for Phase 4 in general.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's so many.
he doesn't have to be a
so many
big part
places.
of this story. He just
Yeah.
has to. He just has to be a. Hey, look, I'm here. You'll see me later.
Yeah, like a puppeteer of everything
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons that to circle back around that it can be Blade is that's one character that we know that's coming that they have cast,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, to get the opportunity to use him in advance of the show of the movie Blade would be something Marvel would do, right?
But do you think it would fit?
It fits with the Darkhold. Now that the Darkhold is there, it fits. It fits very much. Now,
if it's a Darkhold, we don't really know if it's that or not.
I suppose.
There's another evil book I think in the MC that's another sort of Necromonicon type book as well. So, but I'm assuming it's the Darkhold.
Yeah, because that would fit into Blade. That would set up Blade nicely, and it could set up. You know, it could be part of what's going on with Doctor Strange too. Because Doctor Strange, well, I don't know. Would Sam Raimi really do something that had a book involved again?
Probably.
He would love that.
Yeah, then he better get Bruce Campbell in there somewhere.
Oh,
I mean, that I think that's a given, isn't it?
I saw the tease. He was already cast. Yeah.
Man, what if they bring Ash in?
No, they can't. They can't.
That's a
do
joke.
A cameo.
But wait,
Don't
doesn't he
build up my
actually
hope.
have a Marvel comic at some point, or was it Dark Horse?
There wasn't Marvel. It wasn't Marvel.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I know, but he could.
But look, he
come through a
traveled.
portal.
He traveled, yeah, through multiverses. So there could definitely be at least a cameo in there.
Yeah, it's just a license away. It's just a license away.
He'll just be like the guy, like the ticket guy at the theater again.
Shop smart.
It could be. Yeah. All right. Well, there's so much. Oh, okay. I don't even know where to go next.
Vision.
Or maybe Elijah Wood will show up as himself because he was once on Yo Gabba Gabba as himself.
Oh my gosh.
Just saying.
Elijah Wood as himself.
Why?
Hi, I'm Elijah Wood.
Well, the commercial. Okay, so the commercial this week was about Nexus, antidepressant, which is weird and major. All the side effects made it worse. But of course, the Nexus is there is a Nexus in the Marvel universe. Man-Thing it's a big part of that. Howard the Duck. I mean, if Howard the Duck.
I mean, wasn't Howard the Duck already in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Howard the Duck
cameo.
He had a cameo in Endgame as well because he showed up in the portals.
Yeah, you're right.
That's right.
Don't they call the Scarlet Witch? Don't they call her a Nexus being?
She is a Nexus being
of all the universes.
Yes,
she's a constant, which would also tie into there being an Evan Peters Pietro from another multiverse.
Well,
she's the constant.
Well, and I think some people think that's why Agatha might be wanting to control her, is trying to get her to open up like portals to these different timelines, because maybe she's trying to get Mephisto or somebody back from someplace. I mean, I guess also the big question is what happened to the kids? Are they actually
where are those
non-existent anymore? Did they get?
So my theory is that Agatha took them, and she's going to be convincing Wanda that they never existed in the first place, but she's going to take them for her own doing. Similar to what happened in the comics.
Yeah, in the comics, yeah. So are they going? I guess because this past week she basically said maybe I am the villain, and of course we learned that somebody else is the villain. But is she being set up to be the future villain? Is she going to go is she going to go bent sideways? So she's the person that we're fearing of in Doctor Strange.
She's not going to be the main villain in Doctor Strange.
Because she is going to be a part of it. We know that.
She'll be a part of it, but I don't. I think
you don't think she's going to be the bad guy?
No, because I mean, the big rumor is possibly Nightmare might be the big villain of Doctor Strange. But
I don't know. What if this just ties into that? What if this just is the beginning, or a part of the multiverse of madness? You know.
Well,
at the end of this.
Supposedly, the one rumor that I saw is that the sword is going to try to maybe shoot like a nuclear weapon or something towards this hex, and that in order to save everything, she's going to do something that actually splits into the different realities, and then that's what's going to create all these different, so they can escape to a different reality. And that's going to create the House of M type thing. And then we'll cause what will later on probably turn up in Spider-Man and then Doctor Strange, because Spider-Man is already going to have Spider-Man from different universes and Doc Ock and all these different things. Which I didn't realize that Catherine Hahn was the voice of Doc Ock from the Spider-Verse movie. I did not know that.
Oh, the female Doc Ock? Really?
I did not know that.
All right, cool.
So,
but we haven't talked about Hayward yet. Do we think Hayward is actually an alias for somebody else?
No, he's just an ass.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It's an alias for ass.
Well, his name, you can't take Hydra out of his name.
So, you can.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like something's going on there. Although I think the group of people that showed up for Monica possibly might be Skrulls.
Yeah, there's that too.
Did you notice on their hat they had Captain Marvel's emblem on their hat?
I did not.
I didn't either.
Which is, because they had, I mean, yeah. So again, there's so many questions and not enough answers.
Yeah, but Monica's got some kind of beef with Captain Marvel.
Well, she does, which they actually said that they said you're not the only person we're loyal to. And she goes, she had her little smirk that she does anytime somebody mentions Captain Marvel, that she needs to get over that little beef.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think the beef is just that she kind of left Earth for 20 some years?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe also she might blame her cancer on her too. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in Captain Marvel 2 when she shows up.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh man. All right. So I don't know how much we actually talked about the show. So I guess we kind of did, but we talked about all kinds of things. This is a great thing. Christopher, you and I had a great conversation offline about that. This show has really sparked a lot of conversation, a lot of theories, a lot of just kind of, digging into like all kinds of, it could go this way, it could go that way. And the mystery of it all, which this was supposed to be a mystery, is so well done. And it really has us doing that talk, right? The water cooler talk.
Yeah, this is the water cooler show. This is the thing that people used to talk about the next day at the workplace, back when we used to be able to, most of us used to go to a workplace and be around people. These shows don't exist anymore. And I don't know if it's because of people's, ADD, or just because everybody's so used to binging stuff and knowing what's going to happen next and dumbing down entertainment because they feel like people aren't smart enough to catch on to things or to wait for the mystery to reveal itself. But I really hope that this form of entertainment, this content, really opens up the door for other things. This reminds me back in the day, like we were joking about offline, is that you remember back in the day when if you missed it on a Thursday night or Tuesday night or whenever you're watching it, you missed it. There's no going back. You
Yes.
couldn't DVR that sucker. You know, sometimes you might tape it. Use back in the day when they used to have VHS, you might tape it and you might set the wrong time and then you missed it, or it might got messed up because of a news event. So then
Or
you
you
missed
had
the
to wait
last.
for the clip show.
Yeah, yeah. So and you wanted to watch it and then talk about it because they didn't really have the repeat value or having it digitally online now. And I think the problem with bingeable shows when they dump everything all at the same time, sometimes people will reveal the end of the series because they have all the time in the world, and some of us actually have a normal job we have to go to and don't have the time, or you have family or pets or whatever going on. And in this one, it's like the episode lands, everybody's on the same level playing field, and we're all trying to figure out what's going to happen next, unless some idiot tries to find some thing and throws it on Reddit.
Yeah, well, that happens.
It happens. I try to stay away from those things.
Good too. The length of the episode's nice. You can watch it while you're having dinner if you're like us, or you can watch it before bed or over lunch, or when it
before you go into work.
Before work, when you keep
early
it at that time, but you're still filling it with so much quality content. It just makes it like you just want more.
Yeah.
And the sad part is that it's only like 10% credits.
Yeah.
And it was funny that this week everybody was so into it and doing exactly what you're talking about, watching it before work. They took down the server.
At midnight, the server went down for Disney Plus. So that shows it's become an event television to where people are like, we got to go see it before everybody else, right when it drops. So some people are like, I don't want to get spoiled, and God forbid you should vague book anything.
Yeah, don't do that. And don't,
Chris.
you got to turn the internet off until you watch it.
Vague book, WandaVision, vague book.
You really do. No, but that's a great observation. It is something that has brought people together to at least talk to each other about, to want to talk to each other about, Mando was the same way. And all this that's going on. Speaking of Ezra casting, that's for another show.
I've heard rumors.
Anyways, it's just, it feels nice. It feels really nice to have something like that again, and making it episodic like this is gives you something to look forward to. It really, really does. And it's nice that you mentioned that, because it is a nice feeling to have that, to have something to look forward to like that.
And from Disney's side, it keeps their subscriber rates higher. I imagine there's a ton of people that just got 1 month of Netflix to binge the new season of Stranger Things and then canceled.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a friend of mine. He was like, I'm waiting for Mandalorian to drop so I could resubscribe. And I was like, you do realize that's a weekly show, right? But yeah, I mean, I think that's the cool thing, because it brings back great memories of watching Twin Peaks, watching Lost, watching any of these shows where you're like, I wonder what's going to happen next. What's going to happen to these people? Or like for some people, Walking Dead.
I like that we've reached a balance, because when you could binge something, that was amazing. When that first started becoming something that you could do, it was great. And then, you miss what we have now. And I like that we're kind of at a middle road where you can have something episodic like this, and then you can binge it if you want to afterwards, after it's been all released. And I like that too.
But man, it was fun when we got 2 episodes in a row.
Yes.
Well, that's true. That's true. And speaking of that, we have 2 episodes left. Rumor is 10. But
I like that segue.
I hope there is a 10th one, but I think the 10th one, Slattman before the show nailed it, what the 10th episode is going to be. Sir, I'm going to give you credit that it is the making of. Yes, that's what they're talking about, folks. Calm down. There's 9 episodes. All right, let's wrap this up and give our final thoughts, our score, and favorite scene. We've talked a long time, so we'll try to keep the final thoughts to the minimum. But if you've been listening this long, we really want to thank you. We're just babbling on about the show, and we hope you enjoy our babble and that you've gotten some cool ideas from us. And if you have some cool ideas, please share them down below. And if you'd like to help out, it's really easy. You can do it for free. Just hit the subscribe button or share with a friend. Either way, it does us a Great help.
Use your
Great help.
magic.
Great help. Yes, everything's purple.
You might want to get that checked by a doctor. Doctor Strange.
Stranger Things. All right. We also want to take a moment to thank our patrons who, without their patronage, we wouldn't be able to do not only Heroes Droids, but Horror News Radio, Decades of Horror, and the Gruesome Magazine podcast. Thank you all so much. But let's get down to the skinny here, and let's do it. Chris, Slattman, you're up next. Final thought score, favorite scene.
Gonna do this a little out of order.
Okay.
Scores a 5.
Okay.
Favorite scene is the scene that I've already mentioned where Vision is talking and no, actually that's not my favorite scene. Okay. My favorite scene is the scene where Catherine Hahn's like, oh, don't worry, kids, I don't bite. Jump cut. I bit a kid once. I died. That was probably the funniest moment in the entire episode for me. And her delivery was perfect. But this episode is great. This show is great. Everything about it is top notch. This is exactly what I feel like Netflix's Marvel stuff is what they wanted it to be more like. Like there was good things about the Netflix Marvel shows, but this I feel like is so much better. It's got so much more into it. It's got, dare I say, like depending on the show you're talking about, better characters, a better story, and better twists.
Got that Disney money.
Yeah, Disney money definitely helps.
Well, we gotta give Netflix some credit because they give the hallway scene for Daredevil and stuff. So
and Jessica Jones was awesome.
Luke Cage, man, yeah.
But
sorry, go ahead.
But they're nailing it. Every aspect of it, from acting, cinematography, music, to the writing, to I bet you anything when I said music, the Agatha All Along played in everybody's heads.
Yep, it sure did right away.
And I can't wait to see what happens next. Final thoughts, if I had to summarize it in one sentence, is this show is amazing, please watch it if you haven't.
I imagine if people listen to this, they're watching it. If they are not, they're not gonna know what the hell we're talking about. All right, Vanessa, you're up next. Your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
Same score of 5. I'll start right out the bat with that. Such a fun episode. Everyone should absolutely watch it, and they just keep getting better and better. They keep building upon each other so well. We've been getting some really, really quality writing from the shows we've been seeing recently, and this is just nailing it. Yes.
Got a guest.
I do. Sally, she's my familiar.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Sparky.
And I killed Sparky too. By the way, that's my favorite scene. Is the end song with Agatha. That was amazing. I love Catherine Hahn. I always have, and they just have made her so. They've given her so much with this show, and allowed her to do so much. And you really see that she's just a seasoned comedian who is just seems effortless for her to be the way that she is, and I absolutely love seeing it. And it's really fun to see. I mean, we have Vision in this, and there's lots of other people around, but it's really fun to see strong female characters portrayed in this show. With Monica, with Agatha, with Wanda. It's really fun to see stories taking place around the lives of women. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it a lot. So yeah, I think I did it. I was all out of order. I'm all kind of crazy right now. But yeah, I love this show, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
We'll find out. 2 more episodes. Christopher G. Moore, your final thoughts, your score, and favorite scene.
I mean, I definitely have to give this a 5 as well. It's my favorite episode, actually, of the whole season, to be honest. And it actually kind of got me pissed a little bit because a few people call it a filler episode.
What?
And I'm like,
Why?
and I call it a delicious filling episode because it has all the delicious elements that make, you know, a hot pocket delicious, or a pie, or whatever you consume in your gut. Me and my food things. I like food. But yeah, this has the episode out of everything. You know, it had, it had the comedy elements that the playing off of Modern Family and The Office. I guess you guys didn't notice, but like the opening intro, not only did it riff things like The Office and stuff, but it also riffed off a show, I think it was called Happy Endings by the Russo brothers, who did Endgame. So, I just love how there's so many Easter eggs in every little element when it comes to pieces of dialogue, when it comes to visuals, when it comes to storylines, when it comes to characters. And it's just brilliant. You have so many great moments. You have the Monica Rambeau, and we have her superhero moment where we get to see her transforming into what she's going to become, this amazing superhero, whether it be Photon or Spectrum or whatever she's going to call herself. Jimmy Woo, he's always fun. Darcy, who I fall in love with every time I see her. Please put me in alternate universe when I'm married to her. She's great. Agatha, who I've loved throughout this whole season so far, Catherine Hahn, who's just hitting it out of the park. She's the real humor of it, but also you can sort of see the menace of her character as well. And they even have almost like a Sans Lambs sequence. So you've won me right off the bat. And then we even get the little Easter egg. A post-credit stinger. So yeah, it's got everything going for it. Everything but the kitchen sink in this one. And we're not even finished yet. We still have 2 more regular episodes, supposedly.
Tease that 10th one. Tease it.
Yeah, because we don't know. We really don't know. They could have 10 more episodes. They just pop it on us, and we were like, "We'll take it all." More filling. Tastes great. What crack am I on? But anyway, my favorite scene is I like most people. I'd probably pick the Catherine Hahn thing, which I laughed too. The whole Sparky thing made me laugh so hard. But just her expressions and everything. But I will say, another favorite scene would probably be the Darcy bits where she's talking to Vision.
Yes, because
her pieces that when she's all tied up and she thinks he's hitting on her, and he's like, hard pass, and just her her witty, snarky pieces of dialogue just had me laughing and smiling throughout the whole scene. Which she got her big break in a sitcom, so she knows how to do that stuff in general. So yeah, I'll say that's probably my favorite scene in the show and this episode.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 straight up. It hit all the right marks. And I'm just going to say as my final remarks, it's just going to be, we didn't really talk about Tommy wearing the color accurate attire for his costume. Last week he was in Quicksilver attire, but
the green and white.
Now he's got the green, which is Speed's colors.
Yeah.
So they're doing that. So they are definitely setting up the Young Avengers, which it really excites me because it's a really interesting concept, and they're going to have all the right pieces in play throughout the Marvel universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to do it. So good on them. I still think Evan Peters' character is actually one of those 2 baddies. I'm writing it down. All right. My favorite scene. You guys took on my favorite scenes, but there are plenty, and I'm just trying to figure out which one. I am going to pick one. I am going to pick a scene, and it's going to be Monica versus Wanda again. It's she does a superhero landing, straight up Deadpool to the knees kind of thing, right? But all the things that were going on, if you paid attention, like you were mentioning, like the mailman He was now a delivery guy, right? He's not a mailman; he's a delivery guy now. He's working for Amazon on their alternate universe thing. But but everybody stopped and was watching. I don't know if you caught that. Like everybody froze where they were and was watching. And of course, then Agnes comes out, and I don't know. There's a lot going on there, and just the reveal, of more Monica. And I can't wait. I hope we get full Monica. Like she's a big part of how the episodes, the season resolves. And her costume is interesting. I've been looking at her costume because it's a cross between her costume that she has in the Marvel universe and a very strange version of the Fantastic Four costume.
That's what I thought too.
Right.
Yeah. That's immediately what I thought.
Because
Goddard, because of the way the colors and the way it's cut out. But also Goddard said something about how we're not all here. We couldn't all be here or something, which made me think, okay, maybe they are part of Reed Richards' team.
Yep. So I'm still stuck on that. I can't get past it.
Well, there was a rumor today that Jennifer Lawrence might be cast as Sue Storm, which I don't know if that's going to happen.
I think they debunked that.
Did they already debunk that? Okay, good. I figured that she wouldn't come back to the.
So somebody said no, she's not done it.
But yeah, I was thinking that too. I almost feel like she's wearing one of the outfits that one of the Fantastic Four would wear. So maybe we'll see, them show up later on. Maybe John Krakowski will show up.
Krasinski.
Krakowski. Where did I get Krakowski from?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's kind of awesome.
In an alternate universe. It's Jane Krakowski.
We do have an alternate universe Jim in this show. So
Asian Jim.
Yeah, Asian Jim.
As they call him. Yeah.
It all is coming together, guys.
All right, there you go. There's our reaction. A full hour of it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're listening, thank you, and please leave us some comments. We love hearing from you about them. Chris, Slattman, Christopher, Vanessa, thank you for joining me. This was a great conversation. I can't wait for next week and the week after. And then, of course, it doesn't end there, because 2 weeks after that, wow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier starts up, and we can do this all over again.
Yay!
We have to shove in 4 hours of Zack Snyder's Justice League and hope that works out.
Yay!
I don't think shove in is the right phrasing for that. You're okay, Zach. Thanks for that extra director cut.
Maybe Martian Manhunter is a special guest at the end of WandaVision.
There actually was a rumor that he might show up
in WandaVision.
Yeah.
No. No.
All the rumors.
There's no. Yeah. Well, no. I'm just joking. I know he's in the DC. No, he's actually might. Yeah, he isn't. I think that's the rumor. He might show up in the Justice League.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Enough of this babbling. Thank you all, and let's say goodnight.
Snoopers be snooping.
Snoopers be snooping. Snoopers gotta snoop. All right. Good night, guys.